Onegaishimasu and welcome everybody. My name's Arturo Peel. I'm down here in New Orleans, Aikido of New Orleans, and today we have three wonderful teachers teaching our Zoom class today. George Sensei, Callie Sensei, and we'll be starting with Sul Sensei. Onegaishimasu, Sul Sensei, would you unmute and bow us in, please?
Thank you. I'm hoping everybody can hear me okay. Thank you, Sulaiman, for the nice warm-up. That was great. I just want to introduce Hanan. He's from Brazil. He's my Aikido student. And I want to thank the USAF and Yamada Sensei for helping keep us all together. It's so important. And my little segment will be, let's keep it all together. So just find a place. If you've got a spot on the floor, I've got 2 yoga mats here, so you're gonna need about that much space. Bring your feet to about hip width and let yourself just exhale. Now when you hear, just imagine that you've got a ball between your hands that's like an energy ball. And breathe it in, open, and down. Breathe out. Feel like your hands are just floating up. No effort, it's on your breath. Breathe in, look up, pull the energy into your tendon, and out. Breathe in, breathe out. Really keep your knees relaxed. Breathe in, breathe out. Now just come to feel yourself settling into the ground. So allow your jaw to relax and just let your weight shift from side to side. And as you're shifting, start to turn your hip, but don't move your arms intentionally. Just imagine that you've got like 2-pound weights at the end of your hands. Now feel that ball go up and down. So on the inhale, super slow, go up. On the exhale, go down. Bend your knees. Make sure your knees are bent. Now let's hang out in the back here. Just breathe for a moment. And on the exhale, turn around your tendon and come back down. Keep your knees bent. Just hang out here at the bottom for a sec, for a breath. Flex your knees, your bum is down. Breathe in, come back on the other side. Push your knees forward as you go back. Hang out here again. And breathe. And exhale, come down. Now do it like a fluid. So breathe in and up and down. In and up, push your knees forward and down. In and up and forward. And then just come down here, shift over to the right side. Put yourself in a nice long line. Extend your left hand, look up to your thumb. Then come down, bring yourself to the left, look up to your thumb. Come in Hindiri Hamni. Make your stance a little bit shorter. You can put your hands on your hips. Make sure they're square. Shift your weight into the back leg. Turn your front foot. Turn your gaze and shift. So really feel your weight shifting back and forth. First, just shift back and forth without doing anything. When you shift back, breathe in. When you shift forward, breathe out. Breathe in, turn your front foot, put all the weight into that foot and shift. And now use your hands Do it at your own pace on the breath. So breathe in, shift, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. So really try to match your breath and your movement. Imagine if you're receiving uke on the breathing in, extending and reaching on the out. When you get to Hindiri Hamni again, stop. Put all your weight into your back leg, point your front foot. Turn on your heel, look back, and shift. Point your foot, turn your heel, and shift. Point your foot, turn, and shift. Okay. So come down to a seated position. So what I like to do is just imagine, I know everybody's missing rolling. So I'm gonna show you how to teach a beginner how to roll on a wooden floor. So I want you to imagine you're holding a super big ball. And we're not just gonna clunk to the side. So imagine you've never done this movement before, even if you've done it a million times. So slide your right hand down as you put your left foot up. So you're holding the ball. And you want to just shift from side to side and keep the ball in front of you. So slowly shift from side to side. When you get over to the right side, press into the right hand and reach through your legs with your left hand. So reach. Now we're going to go to the left. So again, you're going to slide your hand down, foot up. So you're holding the ball right here. It's like nice and relaxed, like you're a baby. You're just going to go from side to side. Just feel that a couple of times. When you get to the left side, reach your right hand up. So you come back up. And then go back down. If you have enough room, you can do it in a circle. And if you don't, you can just do side to side. So let's do that 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really get the feeling of reaching through your legs in order to get up. So you're not pulling yourself up, you're actually reaching through your legs. Okay, so bring yourself to your knees, your toes are up, put your knees at a 90-degree angle. The back hand and the back leg, put your fingers in front so they line up with your front knee. I'm just going to show you for a sec. Thread your left hand through, your toes are up. Imagine you're holding that ball, you just lift up your leg and you end up in exactly that same spot and you're going to reach up. So that's a prep for a roll, to roll on a hard surface or to teach a beginner in a way that's super safe. So it's really important to line up your fingers. You can imagine somebody's pulling your arm through. You want your shoulder and your ear to go on the mat. Straighten your back leg. Reach your hand up. And you come there and you reach through to get back up. So try that a couple of times. Go ahead. Do it super slowly. So you really want to feel that feeling of extending through your legs to get up. So you're reaching through those legs. Yeah. Good. So then come to this position. So your right leg is up, your knee is bent. So put your left hand down, your forearm down, your bum down. You're going to hold that ball and do the same thing. Come back to right knee forward. Left legs are bent there. Left hand down, forearm down, hold the ball, bum down, same thing. So these are things you can still do in your room. And think about every time you take a kemi, you're exhaling. So as you put your hand down, your forearm down, you're exhaling and then coming back up and inhaling. So our movements always go with breath. Okay. So do two of those on each side. Good. Okay. So I know many of you obviously don't have a partner, so I'm going to show you with Hanan, and then we'll do it with empty hands. So he's in my bubble, by the way, so that's why I don't have my hemi. So when somebody's coming and you feel them, you're shifting into the back leg. So we want to make contact, take uke's balance, get off the line, and then we do something. So we're not just doing something, we're making contact, shifting into the back leg. So without a partner, you're in mihi hamni. Imagine you have this ball, it's always in front of you. It's this thing, or that we have, Aikido people, we don't often talk about a ball, but we understand that we have one. So imagine you're shifting into your back leg, you've cut from the top, you have that ball in front of you. That's the point that's not moving now. Then you move in, turn your hip, extend, open your arms, and turn, and drop your weight. So let's all do that on the right-hand side together. Keep your hand open. Also, you don't want your hand like a blade. You want to feel like receptive. So you're reaching for your partner. You feel them coming, shift back. So shift back. Then you shift your weight forward as you turn in. Turn your hip and your legs open up and breathe out. And then you're sinking your weight. So Diri Hamni, again, keep your hand open. You're shifting back. Step in and turn. Feel that ball in front of you. Open up, turn, and drop. Again, on the right-hand side. Shift back. Feel that feeling that you've got this ball in front of you. Now this point is not moving, so come again, Hanan. So that's where we're not doing anything to uke. This point stays right there. I'm moving around this point. And then you extend out and drop. So you really want to make sure that when I shift back, if he's pushing, I shift back, but I haven't moved that point. I'm just moving with his movement like this. If he doesn't push, I just do that and move around it and then drop. Okay, so it really depends on what uke is doing. So again, here, here. And what's really important here is if I don't shift my weight back, he still has his balance. So I have to shift and drop at the end. Super important. Okay, so let's try that just a couple more times with no partner. Left Indeed, Hamni. Keep your hand nice and open. Shift back. So here your legs are both bent. Move in, turn your hip. Make sure you've turned yourself totally facing that way. Then some people, you can step back a little bit if you need to adjust, and then turn. And breathe out when you sink. Okay? All right, we'll do another one that involves sliding. So this one is just put your hand up like this. Now this is the point that's not moving. Same thing. So here, shift up. So if it happens in motion, it looks more like that, where the contact is happening in advance. But if it's in contact, so you make contact, get off the line, take uke's balance, and do something. So think about that. We always make contact, get off the line, take uke's balance, then we do something. And sometimes we do all of those things together. So let's try that empty-handed. Mingi hamni. Your hand goes up, the other one's underneath. In this motion, you're sinking down. Then your left hand is not moving. Your whole body moves around that point. Open up and turn. Indiri hamni. Make sure your hand's nice and open so you feel like you can, and everything goes together. You know, it's funny, I was saying, USAS is keeping us all together, but we also have to keep ourselves together in Aikido. So we don't move our top part of our body and then our bottom part. We move everything as if it's all together, right? So when I'm doing this, I'm not just moving my hand up and down like that. My whole body is moving and I'm sinking at the same time. So lots of things are happening. So think about those little details. When you move your hand up, your body's actually going down. So just feel that. And then open. I think I'm getting very close to the end. So what I would like to do is just thank you all so much. And I really appreciate, I miss everybody so much. I miss rolling. I miss hanging out with you guys. I'm sure, it's like Sulaiman Sensei said, it's we've all been doing whatever we can do to keep well. And, I hope that we'll be able to get back together in person really, really soon. So let's just do a little bit of breathing together. Just feel your hands floating up on your breath, that you almost don't have to do anything. And then on the exhale, just feel them float down. And thank you very much. And our next instructor really needs no introduction. George Kennedy Sensei started Aikido, I think, when I was in high school, like junior high school. And he's been on the board of directors forever and is an important part of our community. So Sensei,
All right, so can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, so, okay, great. First of all, welcome everybody and happy vernal equinox. This is the first day of spring, so I hope things will thaw out in more ways than one and we can get on with our lives. So I thought today we'd do some Jowaza, and I know that creates some problems in terms of space, but I do have some movements that I think you can accomplish within the confined space that you may have to work in. Hopefully you'll be able to do this without taking out your light fixtures, ceiling fans, pets, that type of thing. So we're going to do some sort of abbreviated moves. The Joe, of course, usually what we do, there's some very, very large movements, and you know, the whole idea of having a stick is so that you can increase your range and actually reach out. So that's it's natural that our movements would be sort of large and sweeping kind of things. However, there are a series of movements or circumstances where it makes much more sense to have a smaller, more concentrated movement. And so that's what we're going to work on today. And hopefully I've got my little space marked out here, and hopefully we will be able to learn these movements in a small enough space, but still be effective. So first thing we're going to do, start in left han mi with the Joe in front of your left big toe. You're going to have the left hand with the thumb up, right hand with the thumb down. Okay. I'm getting prompt. Okay. And we're going to start by just raising the Joe up to this position and then bringing it down. Okay. So the Joe comes up and down. Right. Okay. So up, down. Now, when you do this movement, don't move the Joe to the side. One of the main things that I hope that you'll take away from the class today is the idea of moving your body around the Joe rather than moving the Joe around your body. So we're going to start off again with just the idea of bringing the Joe up. It's going to cover over your head this way, and then it comes down here, right down the center line, not side to side. Okay, so the idea is here, right? Now this has several applications. I've got Brian, if you'll step over. This is Brian Weinberg. Brian is one of my top students, and I should point out that I've been fully vaccinated. Brian has already recovered from the disease and is getting his vaccination on top of that today. So we are being very safe today. So the application of this movement is I could move off the line, right, to block this way. So again, the idea would be here, right? So that is the Kumijo application. In Kumijo, we're sort of attack and defend, attack and defend. We're giving energy back and forth to each other. From a more martial standpoint, of course, it would simply be, right? You would not focus on the person's weapon, but rather on the target area itself. So from here, again, as he strikes, I pivot off the line and strike the Joe down. You'll notice in this position that both of our Joes are aiming off to the side, right? Neither one is actually aiming at the target anymore because I moved the target. So when he moves, I move, okay? Thank you. So the idea then is bring the Joe up, pivot slightly, and bring the Joe down, right? So again, 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, right? Right, so Joe comes up and down. I'm going to come in a little bit closer. You won't be able to see my feet, but notice that the Joe spirals as it comes over. Now, I'm not doing that deliberately, sort of swinging it around, and certainly don't want to use the front hand almost at all. The front hand comes up, the left hand comes up. This rotates. I simply bring the Joe down to my center and then drop slightly. And there's a little bit of a projection there, right? So boom, right? And then you add the footwork to it and it looks like this, right? So let's do that together a few times. 1, 2, 1, 2, down, right? Up, down. Okay, so from this position, right, you're off the line. You'll notice when I move off the line, anytime I focus on my partner's weapon, right? So anytime I focus on my partner's weapon, I've given up the center line. And as you can see, I'm now very open over here. So Brian's going to come back and attack to the opening. So anytime I create, anytime I move the weapon off the center line, I'm creating an opening. So every time I move, that creates an opening. So from here, this position, you're going to move over without changing hanmi. Right? So again, from here, move over, reach under with the right hand, grab the end of the jo and pop down. Right? So the movement's going to look like 1, 2. So Brian, so right, 1, 2. Right? So 1, 2. Right? So again, from the Kumijo standpoint, we're exchanging energy back and forth. From right? From a more martial standpoint, it would be to here. Right? Right? So thank you. So I'm going to line up same direction as you, so you can see what's going on. We'll come up, 1, 2. Right? 1, 2. 1, 2. Now, again, it's very important that in both of these movements, you're throwing the energy out, right? Don't let the end of the jo come down. So from here, if I let the end of the jo come down, I would actually guide him into my knee, right? So I'm trying to, from 1, I'm trying to make it go that way, right? So again, don't lift the end of the jo and actually guide him into you, right? So, so 1, 2, right? 1, 2, right? 1, 2, right? Each, right? 1, 2. All right, so, okay, so, right? So this time I go 1, 2. Now, since I'm, uh-oh. All right, can you see me now?
Yes.
Okay. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so 1, 2, right? So, right, 1, 2. And as you can see now, again, we're both off the line. So Brian sees an opening up here. So I went low, he's going to go high, right? So, right?
Excuse me,
1,
Mas. Brian, could you switch it to landscape view, please? Arigato gozaimashita. Oh, now we don't see your feet.
oh, I'm.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
All right, sorry for the technical problem. So 1, so I've strike his jo down and away, and that leaves me open here. So again, the idea is that anytime I strike his weapon, I'm actually, I'm moving his weapon off the line, but I'm also creating another opening for him to take advantage of, right? So 1, 2, he's going to strike to the face. From this position, I'm going to shift my way back and block. Not out here. Again, keep the tip of the jo down. And one of the things on this position is that I want the jo to be on the outside of my shoulder and elbow. I don't want to be looking across here, right? So this position, right? So thank you. So again, 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. On the as you block, shift your weight back in an angle, right? This position, right? Keep your fingertips behind the jo, right? 1, 2, 3. Now, the next movement is Yokomenuch. And from Yokomen, again, this is where we have a tendency to sort of helicopter, spin the jo around over your head. And again, given the confined space, not a good idea. Also, that creates openings. So, right, so here, so this position, instead of disengaging and leaving myself open, I'm going to stay engaged, move my body. So again, moving your body around the jo rather than the other way around. Reach up and strike, right? So again, ski, right? Here, right? Step, leave the jo there, pull the, the end of the jo down to your center, right? Here, here, or here, right? Thank you. So again, right? Step, turn your hips and pull the jo down. Understand that the circular motion doesn't come from my arms, right? It comes from moving my center, right? So when I turn my hips, that's what provides the circular motion, right? Bam, right? So, right, from the beginning, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So 1, 2, 3. Don't go down. Just put the jo down. Okay. So change your hami. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Thank you. So I'll line up this way with you so you get the angles. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're getting a little close on time. We got a little bit more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, again, you can learn Brian's part later. This is just, he's just there so you know where I'm striking. So I've struck low, right? That creates another opening. So he's going to go high and same idea, off the line and guard, step forward, leave the jo where it is, turn your hips, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Right? Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now again, when you strike yokelman, when you're striking to the left side from this position, the hands don't change. Again, step and then turn your hips and bring the jo into the jo down to your center. Don't stop here. Continue to turn your hips until your arms are crossed. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, this is the point where I usually ask for questions. So, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when you turn, again, I don't know if you can hear it. I know you don't have a partner like I do, but when you step and turn, you should hear the Joe. Right? So I'm maintaining contact with his weapon the whole time. So where were we? Yeah. Right. So I leave the Joe there when I turn. Right. Right. Zip. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we got a minute or two left. How about a bonus technique? So now this one, again, watch your ceiling fans because this one does go over a little bit. So from this position with the Joe at the rear, right, again, bottom thumb up, top thumb down, you're just going to turn Tenkan. Right? Right? Boom. Right? Right? So basically, again, instead of moving the Joe around you, right, you move your body off the line and just push that into the Joe. Right? Push it. Right? Right? Boom. Right? All right, now let's stretch a little bit to finish up. Hold the Joe in between your palms, and you're going to rotate in the bottom palm. The Joe swings around, ski, right? So bottom one stays in front of your hara, around, ski, around, ski, ski. Change hanmi each time, right? So again, everything's moving around the Joe, right? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you get comfortable with this and you have more space, you can move in all kinds of different directions. You're not limited to just going forward and back, right? Right, so again, this way, ski, 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 ski. Now, if you have a lot of room, bring the Joe back over your head, right? Back, up, down, up, All right, so you can go under or over. And you can mix them up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1. Oh. Okay, I just got dinged. So I think that's my cue to say thank you to everybody, especially to Arturo and all the behind the scenes people that spend so much time and effort making this happen for us. Really, really appreciate it. And hope everybody gets their vaccinations and gets safe as quickly as possible so that we can all get back on the mat. This is actually the 1-year anniversary since we closed our doors, and it's great to be here. So again, thank you all so much. Are there any announcements before we bow out?
Hi, Sensei. Thank you so much. Just wanted to let everybody know the date of our next class. It's April 10th, and the teachers will be Ray Farnato, excuse me, Lauren Malice, and Regent Gauthier. Thank you so much, Sensei.
Thank you. So I'm going to do a standing ray. Hey. Hey. Thank you. Hey, don't worry about the.
Obrigado, Sensei.
Thank you.